this video to go over the class syllabus with you because there's some very important things on the syllabus that you need to know about. Some of it you can skim through, but there are some very important parts. So I have it here, and as I go through it, I want you to turn to the different sections and read them with me, because it's very important you understand the rules for the class and the procedures for the class, because this is like a contract between you and me and your parents, and it lets them know this is exactly what the course is about, and these are the expectations, so that everybody knows what they need to be doing. So we can start at the top where it says from Miss Melise. On the first page, it has a website. I would love all of you to go there tonight, lqhs.edublogs.org, and of course turning off and keeping private all cell phones. But the first three rules are very important for our classroom culture, and that is assume and exhibit goodwill. So assume that others have good intentions towards you and exhibit good intentions towards others, and we'll all get along. Invite differences of opinion. We grow and we learn. So let's go down to rewards and consequences. You will be rewarded for the excellent things that you do. I have little perks here and there, like the little raffle tickets you get when you say something profound, or you're on task right away. There's many reasons that you get the raffle tickets, and then every Friday we do a raffle, and there's all these different prize passes, like 5 points on a test, and get to chew gum in class, and 5-minute text message during class. We can take in what others have to say and weigh whether or not we believe it ourselves without putting other people down. So a rule for our class is to actually invite differences, encourage differences. That way our perspectives are broadened, especially when we discuss literature and other worldly and global concepts. Listen with the intent to understand rather than respond. Sometimes when someone's talking to you, in your mind you're playing what you're going to say, and so all you do is start focusing on what it is you have to say, and all of a sudden you're not hearing anything the other person has to say. So in this classroom, I want you to listen with the intent to understand. You will notice that every single homework assignment and all of the videos that I've made for you this week are posted there under either English 2 homework if you're in my CP class, or Honors 2 homework if you're in my Honors class. You'll go down to the behavioral expectations portion. There are 5 bullet points there. No food, drinks, candy, or gum. Okay, so I try to reward you as much as possible. Sometimes there's candy, sometimes there's other things, but I believe that hard work deserves reward. And the opposite of that is also consequences. I believe that bad behavior deserves consequences. And so you can see the consequences and read them for yourself. Most of the time my students behave very well, and we never have to get to step 5 or 6, which aren't good. Okay, so let's turn the page. Here we are. Let's look at, it's a point-based grading system, which means that you get a grade determined by how many points you earn out of how many points possible. So it's very easy to figure out your grade. However, some assignments are worth more than others. For example, there are 3 types of assignments that are worth the most amount of points. So writing assignments are worth the most points in this class. So they're always worth 100 points, which is a lot. Reading assignments that go along with the books we read, and speaking assignments because we do a lot of speaking. Under that falls homework, classwork, tests, and your portfolio. So for example, each homework sheet is only 10 points. They're very important because the homework keeps you on track for the bigger assignments, but think about it. 1 writing assignment equals 10 homework sheets. So if you're a person who plays with points and plays with numbers in order to figure out their grade, it's very important you understand the point-based grading system. Alright, moving on to some of the policies. So now we're in the policy section of the syllabus. Homework policy. You will have homework in here almost every night. You will have homework every night. Usually it'll take you 15 minutes. Sometimes 30 minutes. And sometimes you'll have homework on the weekend when you're writing an essay or revising an essay or working on a group project. But most of the time your homework will take you about 15 to 20 minutes per night on average. When you do the homework, you bring it to class the next day and you get a stamp on your homework sheet, as you have seen this week. Every Monday you turn in the homework sheet and you get An A if you have all the stamps, a B if you're missing one, a C if you're missing two, a D if you're missing three. It's very, very easy to figure out what grade you're going to get on your homework sheet. In fact, you could grade it Okay, so I am flexible when it comes to late work, but I am also not susceptible to being taken advantage of. What I mean by that is, when you turn in late work, in order for it to be accepted, you must have a late work tag stapled to it. Right here's the tag. Okay? If you're turning in late work because you just forgot to turn it in on time, you were actually there, it's not because of an excused absence, you will staple the pink late work tag to your late work and put it in the inbox at the back of the classroom for your period. You must answer all of the information, all of the questions on here when you staple it. Now, if you're turning in late work within 5 days of the date that it's due, based on the reason that you give me, I may or may not deduct points. Most often, I do not deduct points, unless you're a repeat offender who takes advantage of the very flexible late work policy that I have. Now, if you're a repeat offender and and all of your work comes with a pink tag, then you better believe that you're going to start losing points, serious points. Anything turned in over 5 days late, 5 school days late, then it's only worth 50% credit. And I don't even grade it. I just give you 50%. But 50 points is better than 0 out of 100, and it has saved some people's grades in this class. So it's a very lenient, flexible policy that's not to be taken advantage of, because I can revoke the policy at any time, which means, let's say you have terrible classroom behavior. I can actually revoke the late work privilege policy, which means I cannot accept late work from you if it's due to an unexcused absence. And that is within my discretion as a teacher. So I try to be so flexible and actually work with each person on an individual basis based on their reasons for forgetting something. And if you are turning in late work because of an excused absence, you are to put the white late work tag on your sheet and fill out the white late work tag, because then you'll still get full credit for your work as long as it's turned in the day of or the day after you return to class from your excused absence. So we have the white late work tag and we have the pink late work tag. Both are back there at the back of the room by the inboxes for you to turn in work. So it's a flexible policy. Don't take advantage of it. All right, so where are we? Let's see. Late work cutoff. Okay, I had to add this category this year because I had a girl come to me the last day of school and decide she wanted to turn in all of her late work, which was really taking advantage of the policy. She's like, oh, you're going to give me 50% of all of this, and I had already entered the grades, in the grade book. So because of that, I had to institute a new policy, which is basically, I will not accept any late work 2 days, 7 days prior to the grading cutoff date for any quarter or report card. So if you have late work to turn in, you better turn it in before 7 days before the grade cutoff, because I will not accept it, not even for 50% or 0%. I will not accept it unless it's due to an excused absence. 2 weeks, is it say 2 weeks? Okay, fun stuff now. Enough policies. What will we be reading? All right. Lord of the Flies. Well, it all depends, right? If you're in my honors or in my CP. If you're in my CP, we're reading Fahrenheit 451 and Lord of the Flies. If you're in my honors classes, we'll be reading Lord of the Flies, The Old Man and the Sea, A Doll's House, 1984, Macbeth, and you'll also be selecting a book to read in groups with your colleagues, your peers, and so you'll get the list for that as well. So that'll be actually exciting. We call them literature circle groups, and it's one of the things that we're going to do when I come back to the classroom. You can read the different assignments and projects. One last thing, please go to the website lqhs.edublogs.org, and you will find links to last year's student blogs by period, all these videos that I've been making, and all your homework assignments for every week. It is such a helpful place. There's also going to be some discussion questions posted for extra credit. So I'm really hoping that you go and check out that website, because it's one way for me to stay in touch with you over these next few weeks. Okay, have a great weekend. Bye.